Part of my job is being able to see the things that I build being used with patients, the smiles that it brings to their face. It's very rewarding. It's really neat to see. My name is Bree. I'm the gaming technology developer at Children's Hospital Colorado. And thanks to Child's Play Charity, my job is the first of its kind.
Over 6 years ago, we established the Gaming Technology Program here at Children's Hospital Colorado. Child's Play Charity was instrumental in establishing this new frontier within pediatrics. As our team grew and our work advanced, we realized that the next step was to start developing and making our own in-house games. One of the first games we made was called Booger Blaster. We made this game to augment existing physical therapy treatments and make them a little bit more fun for kids.
It's a VR game where you have these different tools that you use to defeat flying boogers that come towards you. As silly as this game is, all of these mechanics allow our patients to do their physical therapy activities in a fun and engaging way.
I love utilizing as many tools as I can to engage my kids in physical therapy. It happens to be that we have an amazing in-house development team that has collaborated with physical therapy in creating a game to address functional goals as well as engaging them in unique experiences.
It helps me a lot with the physical therapy.
We found it's very important to include not only the clinicians, but to include the patients early on as well. For example, the cat blaster was a patient idea, and the fact that it shoots hamburgers out of its mouth was another patient's idea as well.
Another project of ours is called Reality Pause, a mixed reality game created through a collaboration with our medical dog and child life team. The dog handlers let us know that they're unable to visit kids on isolation precautions, so we thought, what if we could bring virtual versions of our medical dogs to these patients? In Reality Pause, when the patient puts on the headset, they can still see the room around them, but when they look down, they see that there's a virtual dog in the room with them. And there's also this magic closet that appears from the floor, and you can dress the dog up with different hats and glasses.
Our medical dog handlers have gotten to see in real time this game be developed, and we're getting to meet patient needs in a way that we didn't get to before.
The game was really well done. The specifics and physics were pretty impressive, and having the dogs on this side of the hospital where we're not allowed to have these real dogs come visit is really cool, and it's really cool to have that experience and having them in my room. And I think this could benefit a lot of kids.
I give it 5 stars.
It's really fun to be a part of something so new and cutting edge.
We feel like we're just getting started. The future of this work is very bright and very exciting. In the next few years, we're going to see things that we can only dream of today and be able to make them a reality for our patients and families.
To the people that make my job and this work possible, and to Child's Play Charity, thank you. It is such a unique and innovative way to make such a big difference in the lives of kids.
Thank you, Child's Play Charity. Your support means the world to us.
Thank you!
Yeah. Let me have this one, and then we've done.
Hey,
this
everybody.
We've done this about 1 million times. Hello, PAX West 2024. Welcome to the Make a Strip panel in support of Child's Play. That's correct. Now,
I'm not crying.
No. Now, can we agree that moving from the Child's Play charity video directly into Rick Ross is the hardest cut of all time? Is it close? Potentially. Potentially. I am Ominifus Heroward-Dron, CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated. I am also Tycho Brahe of Penny Arcade and PAX, but today I'm Jerriford K. Horcrims, your internet friend, and I am joined by my best friend, Mike Rahulik, who also has several additional names. And he is going to be drawing while we explore questions of fate, chance, love, hope, danger, death. I haven't seen them. We'll see if those topics come up. But Mike is already hard at work, and it looks like you've already pre-populated the text.
I put the text in, and we only have an hour today. So
No, I'm not gonna fuck with you. I was just saying you've already jumped in. Perfect. All right, now Ryan from Canada asks, we are at PAX Cary yet again on the West Coasts. You guys introduced me to Radiohead, Creep, that 1 year with the rock band final, so I thank you. Not a question. Not a question in the classic sense. But man, can you imagine what it must have been like to not have heard Creep?
Oh my God, to hear it the first time.
And then all of a sudden hear Creep on stage. Oh God, you know what? Kara, are you here? Hey, Kara, didn't you sing Creep?
We sang something on stage.
Oh, Dead or Alive. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty good too.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Now, there is a powerful donate link. Now, I know, now don't be frightened. Fear not. I know that you're looking upon this dangerous sigil, and you're wondering if a creature, a fell creature, might erupt from this symbol. No, in fact, quite the opposite. If you use your scrying tablet or phone on this strange symbol, with the camera, it is going to take you to our Tiltify link, and you will be able to make this green bar go up. And I think that we have all played World of Warcraft.
We want bars to go up.
We want bars to go crazy. We want bars optimally to fill the entirety of, oh Jesus.
Well, and we showed that video ahead of time because we want you guys to understand, you know, exactly where these donations are going. It was one thing when we were just sort of like, hey, let's send some toys and games to hospitals, but now they're like literally changing the way these hospitals treat these kids.
Oh yeah, this is true. Well, and I mean, and obviously, we certainly, the applause is for you ultimately, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not doing it.
No, I don't know how to do it. But, you know, the people that you saw on there that were introducing these projects, those game techs, that is a role inside of the child life part of a hospital that did not exist before Child's Play. They would have toys and maybe even technology. Certainly we tried to provide that. But that's only half of the puzzle. You also need someone to introduce you to these games, play these games with you, fix them when they break, figure out ways to integrate that technology into the child life part. That is a Child's Play invention, and for that we are incredibly grateful. Yeah. Okay, now come on. That's... No, see, no, you don't
What
understand.
are you talking about?
No, you're going too fast because you know what's going to happen.
That was our goal. We have to raise the goal.
It was, yeah, you know what's going to happen. Now that you've done so, now that you have done so well, Mike is only going to use this to scourge you. Okay. Okay, so
yeah. Oh my God, I wasn't even gonna say that.
No, okay, so Child's Play is clearly in the back. Oh my God, stop it. I mean, obviously continue to do.
I was gonna say 6,000.
Well, yeah.
I gotta draw.
You draw. I'll read this, and then I'll just watch. I feel like eventually this bar is going to pop out of the screen and project into space. Bar, I'll talk to you in a second. Gary, involuntary advocate for someone hot and demonic from a place I can no longer call home. Great intro, Gary. Which is worse, asking for a friend? endless hugs with people you don't know for Mike, and endless Comic-Con massages for Jerry.
You really did not like that massage. I mean, I think I could get through some hugs. I could just close my eyes.
No, exactly. Because this used to be the thing, you twisted perverts. Something that they used to love to do was like hug.
They would make us hug.
They would make us hug, and it was not great, but we got through it. We got through it. No, so that's the first bad option. The second bad option, Jerry and Mike are each allocated a partner not of their choosing. Oh my goodness, what?
What are you talking about?
That's more than 10,000. That's, all right, well.
Thank you.
Yes, obviously.
We still have a whole panel to do.
No, you know literally what this does now, and maybe that's why this, oh Jesus. Maybe that's why this bar is doing that. Now, Jerry and Mike are each allocated a partner not of their choosing. Then the new pairings must face off against one another, strip search style. Ugh.
Ooh.
Ugh.
I don't work well with others.
Yeah, I think it's very generous of you to imagine that there is another who could endure this creature with this type of equanimity for more than 25 years.
Yeah.
I suspect it's a rare phenotype. Now, does everybody know? I want to make sure you understand. So I think that the second one is not possible. And the first one is terrible. So the whole card is gone. Now, do you know broadly about the Comic-Con massage?
There are people who don't know this story. That's amazing.
Dude, if you don't know about the Comic-Con massage, I need to make sure you understand what they're saying with this first one. It is not good. Okay, so Mike and I are different on virtually every axis. I think that that's fair to say, and maybe that's why it works. Just because we're so different that at the end of the day that we're like one real functional person. And so Mike does not want the hugs broadly, but Mike can endure a massage with ease.
Well, that's like a professional setting. It's not like hugging a person out of kindness.
Yeah.
Which I can't manage.
No. We don't like.
But I can pay another human being to like rub me in a completely,
Yeah, in a professional
way.
And so we were at San Diego Comic-Con, which is like, that's like 5 days. This show started at 2 and then 3 and then 4, which is, a lot. But San Diego Comic-Con, especially with the preview night, it's like 5 days. It's rough stuff. And it's pretty stressful, and you are essentially seated at this booth in the freezing cold, wearing your own merch, burning your own merch to keep warm. And ultimately, and the shifts are long. You get there at 7, you're there until like 6.
Well, we never wanted to not be at the booth when somebody came by.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that if somebody came by, maybe that was their only day to come through. I wanted to make sure that I was there, and so we made ourselves as available as possible. But this does create a certain tension in the neck. Now, Michael discovered there's lots of booths there for things like T-shirts and figurines, but there is also a booth there, in this case called Latin Angels. And they have special chairs. I'm glad you enjoyed it. They have special chairs, and in these chairs you sit forward. You sit like this, and then you lean forward, and then there's a strut right here, and then a face holdy. And then it's like in the toilet, they just replace the paper thing. Yeah, it's basically the situation. And Mike had discovered it, and it had improved his life because it's a stressful thing, and this is like something you can do on the show floor. You don't have to leave the show, right? So you can go on your break.
It's just like a neck back massage. It's really helpful.
So for me, I don't like the idea, even a professional paying. What I don't like optimally, and this is going to be ironic, of course, I don't like to be observed, or I don't like it for people to know that I exist. And if they're
You should not have made this convention.
No, making the convention in retrospect was a strange play, a boss move for psychopaths. And so what was occurring to me at this time, Mike was like, listen, you should just go. you're stressed out, it's worth it, it's like 15 minutes, go and get it. And I'm like, okay, but it's like if a person is touching you the whole time, then they know you're real. It's a huge problem. And so I go over to Latin Angels, I register the thing, I get there, and then I'm on the...
Just a chair.
Right, yeah. I'm on the thing. But I don't have a belt on. And so the way that I'm sitting on the chair leaning forward, it's sort of like tenting up the back of my jeans. My sacred temple is exposed. And I have a hard time when I'm in a situation being impolite and saying, I genuinely hate this and would prefer death. I will actually just endure it. I will endure it forever. I went to a place that had, my friend Pork said, hey, you gotta try sensory deprivation tanks. And I was like, I don't think I do. And he's like, here's a free one. And I'm like, okay. And so I went in there, and I had made a CD of sounds and songs, which I guess is one of the senses. I probably shouldn't have brought that in there. But I used an app that I'd never used before to cut all the audio together into a custom playlist that had random pauses of silence so I could experience both parts. What I didn't understand at the time was that it had filled those zones with white noise, like dark bursts of several minute-long bursts of white noise at random intervals. I sat in that fucking tank for an hour because I didn't want to bother him. So it was with the Latin Angel. Now, as soon as the hands made contact, I went catatonic, essentially. And all of this, I think, would be bad enough. But the part that I remember the most was that, of course, we're at the convention floor. Her badge is here. And at random intervals, you know what I'm going, at random intervals, perhaps every 7 to 15 seconds, her badge would dip into my ass.
It's like a credit card.
Except every swipe was a debit from my soul. Anyway, that's why this person thought that was bad. Now, yes, worthy of applause. Now, Barlam and Butterbur from the Sign of the Prancing Pony asks, Brat summer is ending and dweeb fall is upon us. How do we prepare? I mean, I'll tell you how I'm going to prepare. I'm going to prepare with Focus Entertainment Space Marine 2. I think September 9th, right? Yeah, I spend a lot of time thinking about that. But I think that Dweeb Fall, I mean, whatever the tone or the topic of the game may be, Mike and I have been playing Rainbow Six
every day. Basically
every day with his boys. And I mean, I'm like in. I'm like on the subreddit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know that point of a game where your enthusiasm is such that you want to be thinking constantly about the game even when you're not playing it?
Yeah.
I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm getting helpful tips. God help me, I'm purchasing skins. Yes, that's where we've arrived, folks.
Usually it's not us that help the team succeed. It's always the boys that are winning. But there was one round, remember the round where they'd all died and it was just you and I. Oh. And we clutched that game. And then you came back into the chat and you're like, I hope you understand what happened there, boys. Hope you see there's a lot to learn from us old men. We've got wisdom. We got a couple lucky shots.
Yeah, but we were able to parlay that into a rhetorical victory.
Yeah, at least.
Hey, so Nuck Choris from Sequim asks, what's your favorite part of the new convention center building? Well, here's what I'll say. In previous iterations of the buildings that we have used for the show, and this is something new that I had never considered, and I think, well, maybe it's a plus. You tell me. Let me tell you what it is, and then you let me know if you think that it is in the pro column or the con column. Never before have young wastrels ever been able to drop glossy cards emblazoned with pornography directly through a pit hole down onto attendees.
Is the pit hole open today?
No.
Oh.
They can just be thrown down. And then they will rain down. What a surprise. What a delight. I don't know. That's brand new.
Did you hear they got mad that we were like making fun of their hole?
What, are they precious about their, I mean, many are.
I guess we had like a sign up last year about like all this fake stuff about no one knows how deep the hole is or how to measure the hole. Like it can't, just like jokes about their hole, and they're like, hey, you got to take that sign down. This is our hole.
You can't just talk about a person's hole like that.
I'm trying to imagine like whose job that was. Like, did you see their sign about our hole? Like,
they are denigrating our hole.
This cannot stand.
Yeah.
Shit, we're not going to be in this building next
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I'm sorry.
2025 is going to be in an alley.
We love your hole.
No, but
I bet that's why it's closed.
Obviously, yeah. I was going to say, obviously, if you are, in that continuum, if you think it's especially precious, you think it's a sacred hole. Look, it's a great hole.
Everybody here is pro hole. Like we were.
Yeah. No one's. See, I was just going to say now, and again, for those who maybe feel a little tenderly, you heard that shout. That was for your hole. Scott, from the Halcyon Times of Aquanet and Pegged Jeans asks, where should we get dinner in Ballard? Ooh, now you're talking. Now you're speaking my language.
That's a Jerry question.
Now, obviously, I have direct access to the youth. So what would you think? What would you say? Yelp is already being pulled up, it sounds like. No, I was just going to say, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set you up with the full day. Are you ready? Exactly. Here's a couple great options for you. I'm going to set you up for the day, okay? Your brunch option, El Moose. Incredible traditional Mexican breakfast products, but the youth, I'm already being cast out. Youth, Calo youth, speak your piece. La Carta de Oaxaca, also good. Now, here's what I would recommend midday, drunkards. I would head over to Sola's in North Ballard or Chuck's Hop Shop. They've always got amazing taps, outdoor seating, and our local cool food trucks, so I don't even have to tell you which one. Just go get it. Now, dinner-wise in Ballard, I mean, what are we thinking about for a dinner option? You can get a quick, good bowl of ramen at Arashi, right? Katsu burger. Yeah, Woody's is a killer, and it's right on Market Street, right in the middle there. I am partial to Taste of India, I'll be honest with you. Like, I think you can do really, really well there. But anyway, so there's your whole weekend sorted for sure.
And if you ever find yourself in Kenmore, we have an amazing taco time. Just get the ketchup.
Yeah. Get those tots. Now, Carrie from PAX Carrie asks, do you have any questions for me? Call me at 604. Stop reading the number aloud, please. I'm not going to read the rest of it. Long distance charges may apply because Canada. I'm watching live.
You got to call him, right?
Yeah.
Long distance charges may apply. Be aware.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, the red bars. Oh, the red bar inside there is a donation match.
I don't know what that means.
Here, so Laura, hold on a second. What do you mean donation?
Does that mean what I think it means?
What are you? Hold on a second.
Laura, have Laura come out and explain.
Laura from work, everybody. So
it just says if they are wondering what the red bar is in Make a Strip.
Oh, that's a donation match. It's a donation match. Okay, so what it means is that there must be some aspect of the tool that allows them to succeed in this way. Now, I have to call Carrie from PAX. Carrie. All right. Uh-huh. Hello.
Talking to Carrie.
Hey, Carrie. This is Jerry Holkins from Penny Arcade.
See, I thought this was live, but there's a bit of a delay. I'm just turning you down right now, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. My question, I guess, is, how long has PAX Carry been going on? Is it the 20th anniversary for PAX Carry as well?
Oh, no, 20 years ago. I was in Bellevue, sir.
Oh, marvelous. Well, that's great news. Well, listen.
PAX Carry's been going on since 17 was the first one, to answer your question.
Wow, that's incredible. What's the merch situation like at PAX Carry?
Oh, no money gets exchanging hands.
Oh, really?
Just to be clear, no profit to be made.
It's purely a barter type situation?
Oh, yeah. People bringing pancakes. Make sure there's pancakes.
Yeah, of course.
Balls.
Yeah, I would say that's traditional for, as far as I know about PAX Carry, that's, that's a pretty normal situation. Well, hey, listen, I just wanted to, take a moment to appreciate this time. Thanks for obviously being available for questions here from the audience and myself. And from one PAX to another, obviously, Godspeed. Godspeed.
You've certainly taken the time to answer many of our questions. I just figured, has anyone offered you the same courtesy?
No, it really hasn't happened. And I didn't know that it was the song of my heart. To have such questions answered. But Carrie, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure, and let's talk about a collab sometime.
Okay, thank you a lot.
See you around.
Have a nice day.
Well, that was pretty heartwarming shit.
Jerry, we've reached $15,000.
Well, okay, but see, this is where it's gone twisted. Now they're suggesting that a legitimate number is 169.
Oh,
6969.
Nice. Who is back there?
Hitting them with the triple nice. No.
For the kids.
Yeah, I guess for the kids. We'll discuss this with them at a future date. Now, Gus the theater cat from backstage at the Jellicle Ball. Okay, this is, I think that this is from Laura, but I am going to read it, although I think that if Laura here, she might sing it. I have played in my time every possible part, and I used to know 70 speeches by heart. I'd extemporize backchat. I knew how to gag. I knew how to let the cat out of the bag, but my grandest creation, as history will tell, was Fire for Fiddle, the fiend of the fell. When then of your plays and your famous parts, when looking back at 25 years in the arts, okay, now it's tender. What do you think is your finest work yet? What has it brought forth? What will it beget? And that's fucking baller.
Wow.
So this is the question, right? Penny Arcade is something that we do with and for each other. And that's still the case. It's always been private, and we could never understand why anyone enjoyed it. Because it's so personal, so colloquial. So, is it PAX or Child's Play?
If you're talking about stuff like that, I would say Child's Play is probably the thing I'm most proud of, sort of leaving behind. I guess I'm not dead yet, but I think that will outlive us.
We can see it from here, but.
Oh yeah, it's on the horizon.
Yeah. Upon black wings does it come.
If you're talking about the work that we've done, I think Lookouts and the Ironwood is probably the coolest thing that we've made.
And I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if that doesn't become something else of a very different shape and soon. I'll just be surprised, right? Obviously I'm partial to Wheel Saint. I think that's something I can see myself embroidering forever.
Yeah.
But I think it, and I don't know. It's I don't want to claim primacy over something that I can't fully prove. But I think it's entirely possible that what we call actual play, like live role playing, I think that might have started at PAX East.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that it might have. I mean, was anybody here in that first live play theater at East? Yeah. Okay, so you saw it? Yeah. Okay, so I have a question for you. This is what you have to understand. I mean, while we're doing our retrospective here, right? I was really mad because at that time, this is sort of pre-social media. Like 2009 is not the same internet we have now at all, right? You were like following people and seeing what people actually said, and you weren't being fed certain types of things. Like, it was just a very different world. And so it was impossible at that time. We were doing a podcast, but there weren't really podcast like apps, right? It was just a file that we uploaded via FTP, and you could download it and listen to it. And so we had no idea that people even really liked it. And so Mike Fahlauer had set us up with like an 800-person theater for Acquisitions Incorporated. And I was mad because I didn't want to just be us up there and then Mike Fahlauer in the front row clapping, which is what I thought was going to happen. And it would be reasonable to do that because it's insane to play Dungeons and Dragons in front of people as a form of theater. It's patently crazy. And so I was super nervous. And so I was there with the other performers. Like, there was not a green room because that's not what this was, but there was a mechanical hallway. And it was painted green. And so we were just, I saw that huge room and I was like, fuck. And then we went out there and then we were just waiting. I was essentially waiting like a man doomed to hang. I was like, they're going to put me out on this thing and then it's going to go, and I'm going to go, and that's going to be the situation. And it was only standing room. Like, the place was full. Was it crazy to watch?
I mean, this was 15 years ago.
Yeah, no, this is what I mean. I think that that form might have started at East.
I don't disagree.
When we started doing it, it was crazy.
Yes. I mean, having been to all the prior PAX West,
Yeah.
like, I would go to anything that you guys were at.
Oh.
Aww.
Thank you.
Because your panels were big panels. Like, your banter back and forth is enjoyable.
Thank you.
Like, of course, like, okay, you're going to play D&D, like,
Oh,
like,
I see. You just rolled through. You were just backing the boys. Thank you. Thank you. But no, I think that there's every reason to believe it might have started then. And like so many of the things that we've started, it just happened on accident. Like, we didn't intend to become cartoonists either.
No. Well, I mean, I did.
Well, you've intended to become a cartoonist, and I was happy to write strips and, like, help you wherever possible. But you remember how I was saying that it's like I'm too polite? Like, even something really crazy is happening, like, I just endure it until it's done. Well, the origin of Penny Arcade is that Edge magazine had a website. And you know how, like, you go to news sites now and it's constant feeds of news? Edge magazine's website was updated at 7 p.m. one time. It was like a page of a magazine. And they put out a call for cartoonists, and which Mike had seen. And so he had drawn and written a couple strips, and I thought that it looked like fun. And so I said, let me write some. And then we sent them so many strips, because then we got the bug. And then they told us not to send any more strips, and that they had found someone.
We lost.
Don't send any more strips. At the same time, they never published any strips on the page. So I think they just didn't want any more strips. Now, that said, we had 5 at that point, and so we took them to Looney Games, which was a game news site at that time that updated once a day in the morning. And they said, we would love to put these up. When can we expect the next strip? And that is not what we had intended to do.
We were done. We had made 5 strips.
We made 5 strips. We're good. And then we were like, Wednesday? We'll do it on Wednesday? I guess we'll send them, you'll have them on Wednesdays. And then we went out with Kara to China Dragon on Division Street in Spokane, and then wrote the strip there because we were like nervous and had been putting it off. So we were writing the strip at dinner time the night before.
Yeah.
That's why all this happened. Ann Richmond from The Drawn and Courtier asks, why do you seek the life of an adventurer? Ooh, this is good. This is a take on the 5 questions I ask characters before we role play at the table. What is something you would kill to have or know? And who wants to see you fail? These are really, really good questions to ask new characters. That's really, really solid stuff. I'm going to put that in there. Now, Eric, you know what? I have a separate stack of questions here. They're not in envelopes, but on the back of the paper, it does say dark Q.
Those are the tough ones, I think.
Well, here. I mean, yeah, these are like, I assume these are going to be questions related to the names of capitals.
This is hard mode.
Yeah, this is hard mode. A prisoner from a parasocial relationship asks, Jerry, you're the sole reason I've yet to delete my Twitter account. What's up with that? When will you free me from this cage?
I'm telling you, man, it feels so good to delete that, just to hit delete and be done.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll be... I am there so that I can tell people like this servant of mine about the things that me and my friends are doing. But I think it's hard to say that the service and the zone itself has not degraded somewhat. Certainly we can go into, you know, we could talk for a very, very long time about its proprietor. I don't think that part is especially, I mean, I think everybody already has that opinion dialed in, whatever polarity you are on it. But I definitely wasn't just seeing straight up pornography before. Like, I'll scroll and I'll just, that's what that is. It's very surprising. It's very surprising to see some of those regions. If you are searching a tag that is not about that. So I can't free you just yet because currently I'm using that tool to tell people about the things that my friends have accomplished. But I'll be very curious to see, like, generationally, I'll be very curious to see if Twitter doesn't become something like email, where it's like that's something that your grandma does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something weird. Like something something that smells a little weird. Eric from Albuquerque asks, now that we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of PAX, big congratulations, by the way. Oh, thank you. What do the two of you imagine the 40th anniversary of PAX?
What? Well, we had talked about a panel where we just get to take naps.
No, but honestly, I think it's a win, and I think it might not be a terrible idea. But what if we extend this grace to the attendee as well? In our concept for this panel, the 40th anniversary of PAX, it involves a couple lazy boys. There's not any questions or answers or ampersands. It's just us resting and relaxing and occasionally discussing topics of interest to us. Now, I think that with the right sponsor, we can extend these comfortable chairs out there. And so I think a sort of parallel napping situation, I feel like that's got to be a positive thing. It's like back in the day, we were just destroying our knuckles together. And then in the future, lazy boys, right? Yeah. I think it's a huge win. I think we can all get a piece of that for sure. Now,
1 hour is not a lot of time. Just looked up, there's 20 minutes left.
Listen, I'll handle this. Mike Rahulik is going for the speed round.
Cruising.
But look at these tight lines. Aren't these lines tight, everybody? What? That's crazy. But the Make a Strip panel is literally a 20-year tradition founded at the Meydenbauer Center in a much smaller theater at that time. But we have been doing it for a minute. Now, Park, from probably around here somewhere, asks, during the PAXs of yore, many a Q&A would be interrupted by requests of autographs. So will you please sign the nearest signable thing? Yes. Yes. Let me get a pen. All right. You guys got any pens back here?
Yeah, we had to stop doing that. I mean, people would just come up and like ask for money for their cats. You remember that? My cats are so
Michael,
sick.
it was weirder than that. She came up on 2 separate days.
Cats are still sick, guys.
To fill out this cat fund. All right, now, if you have something you would like me to sign, just extend it. Just reach out. And I will place my signature upon it in deference to the question. I will sign as many as 300 things. All right. There's a super long path. Oh, here. No, I got it here. No, no, I'm delivering the service. This is signing as a service. Well, now that you're here, come up here. This is signing as a service. Oh my goodness. Hello. Now, did you summon this beast? Oh my goodness. Are you? Well, you're welcome to the mantle. Thank you. Oh, absolutely. Hey, this is my best friend Dave's book. Now, Dave Allen and Kiko Villaseñor have been taking pictures of this show for 20 years, and we have made an incredible book called 20 Years of PAX. And if you would like to, absolutely, if you would like to celebrate that period of time with us and remember it along with, it is an incredible artifact. Thank you.
I came prepared.
No, this is professional grade.
Actually, I was hoping you'd sign in there because that's going to get rubbed off.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Black Remnant. Absolutely. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much. This,
You're never going to get back on this stage, bruh.
All right, here. I am going to, 300 might have been too many. But it's vital to note that I'm signing an enforcer's badge. And I think that we all recognize fundamentally that they are the spine of the show, correct? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. Can we, oh, no, yuck. Here. Yeah.
This is for you, by the way. You're signing your own shirt.
Oh, this is, I'll bring it up and show it. All right, here. Yes.
In PAX South and Queen.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Here. Now, we're good here. Nobody else get up.
This is for him.
Yep.
Yes, we're a team.
Yeah. Tap it, yeah.
I thank you, sir.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. No, I'm happy to do it. The truth is that...
Oh, Jerry, while you do that, I got something to say real quick. The shirts that Jerry and I are both wearing are new Child's Play designs. Bigfoot playing games on the Space Needle. You can get them at the Child's Play booth in the Skybridge, which is currently being taken over by the Desert Bus crew. They're all there. They've taken over the booth. So go say hi and get a shirt.
Yeah, so absolutely. So back in the day, of course, in the days where people could secure funding for their cats at home, thank you, it was quite normal to just go out into the audience, thank you, and answer questions. Oh, inspiration may be a little bit much.
My wood thorn walks at home.
It happens to the best of us. Now, all I will say is that if I'm going to come out, I might as well come out on the 20th anniversary. My pleasure. Park. Oh, hey, perfect. It was. I just signed the person who did the question. That's incredible. All right, thank you. Yeah. Yes, I can sign your badge, Mike's son.
What? No,
No, my pleasure. But no, that's true. It's like we used to sign we'd sign stuff. People would, indeed, I think the phrase I used to use, because sometimes they would bring us tribute, Michael. Do you recall this?
Well, yeah, we used to just eat whatever people would throw on the stage. And then our wives were like, "You're going to die."
Yeah, it's like sometimes it was food, and so they would say, "Can I leave you something?" And then I would say, "Heap it upon my black altar." I remember these times. Now, if there's a camera, I would like to show off this wicked shirt that these teens have made. Hold on, so there's actually some copy that they've written on the back. It says, "Buy my book." Just kidding, there is no book. This expertly crafted article of clothing is brought to you by the neighborhood children known by one Jerry Holkins, who is featured prominently on the front of this shirt by his internet moniker Tycho Brahe. This is a joke shirt, which I hope is obvious by the time you've gotten this far into reading this. It was made in parody of his actual merch for One Omen Drawn, Not Real Tour 2024. No, but the truth is, Michael.
What?
You do not have to interact with me at all. I'm just saying something.
These normally take like 4 hours.
Would it be possible to engage in a brief moment of appreciation for Mike Krahulik?
What?
If you need a little bit of extra time, we've already worked it out. It should be okay. Now, what I was going to say is that, yeah, we used to just eat stuff that people would put up here. And then if that were not enough, we would occasionally wear or hug. We would wear things, hug people. We are still alive somehow, like mysteriously, but also we used to just let any person walk up to a microphone and say things.
Yeah.
Which is hard to imagine in this. Wait a second. All 7 of you are wearing that shirt? Demons. All right, now, more cues. Let me take a look at this dark cue. Let's see what I got over here. Oh, man. Another Mike from Sammamish asks.
We're good people.
How do I recover from the hype after PAX is gone? Man, now, I would say that that's tough. I mean, I can do it now simply because, like Francisco Kiko Villaseñor, I have been to every one. And so it's easy to get back on that loop. I'm like a weird, my combination of personality traits is really weird in that I'm an introverted extrovert, or the opposite, right? It's like, once I get a taste of it, then I have to have it. But generally speaking, I don't seek it out. But then once I get it, it takes a while. A person who is a natural extrovert, I can't even imagine what that would be like. Is it like being a drug addict? Yeah. I mean, do you just crash hard after parties? Yeah. Oh God. I've always loathed and reviled true extroverts. Now I've found a new sympathy.
I pity them.
Tomato Bricked from Canada asks, to the both of you, what was the most heartfelt thing you've poured into Penny Arcade itself, the webcomics? I'm 19 and I've been reading PA comics and PlayStation magazines.
Oh my God.
Wow. And now the internet since I was a child, and I've loved them all. But some feel deeper seated than others. Do you remember when there was that Russian magazine that wanted to license Penny Arcade?
Yeah, and they were translating it into Russian, but we had no idea if it was actually what we were saying.
They were just using the art and writing their own Russian comics.
Yeah.
But we didn't know Russian. We did not understand the language, and so we were like, I mean, that seems pretty good. There's a lot of Y's in there.
There's a lot of strips any of the strips that we do about the kids, come from the heart, definitely. It really is, like Jerry was saying, it's a private thing that we make for each other that we just show other people. It's our diary comic.
Maybe that's part of the interest. Maybe the fact that there's like a voyeurism.
Yeah.
Like maybe the fact that it is so intimate. Maybe that's one of the things that's interesting about it for an outsider.
I think about a strip about little Gabe when he was getting into Minecraft and talking about him like, hey, don't talk to strangers online. You know, don't tell anyone your real name. And
don't grow up.
Don't grow up.
Yeah.
And now this kid is in his second year at DigiPen.
Yeah. And I dropped up a long time ago. You and I made a 2-page comic that was essentially a lullaby.
Yeah.
Like for our children, and now they're both in college, right? We dropped off the Silk. Like my eldest, we dropped him off last Sunday. What the fuck? It was bad, dude. I'm here to tell you right now. There is a very unique type of pain that I could not even conceive of before. Let me describe for you its parameters. Imagine being sent to voicemail by a distant child on a cell phone you pay for. It was like being crucified. It was an unpleasant experience. Here, now let me take a quick look. So we got a couple plump-ass matches on here now. We are creeping air toward $20,000 now.
Jesus.
It's at 17,56969.
You have earned the hot dog fairy.
No, hot dog fairy's happening for sure. Now, big fans from very close to you asks, Dear Jerry and Mike Holkibs, how does it feel when your only chance to express your deep, true love for each other is within the confines of your comic strip, Yowie? Sincerely, your biggest shippers and wicked teens. I mean, that's a good question.
I never think about that.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to. And it's like that's more or less what the strip is about. It's the assumption. It's like the negative space of the comics that as weird or as nasty or as slapstick violent that it gets, like ultimately the comic is as silly and weird as it is really just a diary comic. It's just a classic. That's an internet classic. That goes back a ways. Like that's the most normal type of stuff. We just live life and then catalog it. And part of that life being cataloged is that we sort of understand each other, and that's quite rare. Can't Flash from Livonia asks, D&D isn't for everyone all the time. What's a good palate cleanser TTRPG? I don't know if I want a long commitment, just a fling with me and my friends for a couple sessions. I got the system for you. It's called Tales from the Loop. Tales from the Loop. Really simple dice resolution system. It's all 80s. It's all 80s nostalgia, and you would be shocked to learn how dialed in to like our nostalgia, like younger people are today. They have nostalgia like for our nostalgia, but it's like it's not lesser. It's actually distilled. Like their affection and love for those things we have nostalgia for is very, very real. When Ronya started using a regular camera, like she found a camera in what I would consider a box of garbage. But for them, it's like when they take pictures with that camera, the way that they put it, they said that the pictures seem more real. What the fuck? How could that possibly be the case? But they love it for a reason. The world that we have made for them is less and less tactile. And now they crave stimulation. Christine from NYC asks, in 20 years, PAX must have stumbled across some ghosts. Any favorites or good ghost stories?
I don't fuck with ghosts.
No, you have to understand, like ghosts are very serious business. Not just for Mike Krahulik, but also for Chris Straub.
Something we share, an absolute fear of ghosts.
Yeah, we've done a couple comics about it. Ghosts are serious business. Ghosts are not a joke. They are very serious. And I was talking to Chris about it, and he has a bunch of specific rituals. Like one time I saw him sleep. I could go into more detail, But I'm just gonna leave it there because I think it's better dialogue. One time I saw him sleeping. No, it was actually at a bachelor party. And he sleeps with almost nothing exposed to the air. And I think this is a mode of ghost protection. And he also, something that I found very interesting is that he will not, if he's going to go to sleep, he will not allow shoes to sit upright. If there are shoes or slippers anywhere near him, he has to turn them over. Because to hear him tell it, if the shoes being up this way suggest they gesture at.
They're asking for a form to fill them. I get it.
Really? Do you understand that too?
Oh yeah. You're just asking for trouble with shoes upright like that.
There you go. I mean, and those of you who have this shoe problem, I'm sure that you feel seen now. Like, yes, finally somebody gets it.
The bad one for me is mirrors, especially if it's a dark room. I can't look in a mirror. And so the hotel room I'm in right now has this like giant floor-to-ceiling mirror, and so every night I can't face that way. Like I have to look away from the mirror.
Oh no, just a naked mirror in the room?
Yes, in the dark.
Oh my God.
That's a portal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about a ghost, but I don't want to see that shit. Now, Matt, from some coordinates. Hey, I was doing some work on my car, and the jack gave out, and I'm trapped. Battery's about to run out, and I have no network here. Anyways, I just wanted to say I'm a huge fan, and can you call my wife and let her know where my body is? See, now that's an earned joke. That joke has technical sophistication. Are you seeing how fast he's doing these fucking bubbles? Whew, this is crazy. Here.
Make sure they go to the right people.
Yeah. Wendy R. from Sequoia, Seattle, King County, Washington asks, crayons or Sharpies? Think cake or pie, only with a cartoonish edge. If you had to only choose one. I have never liked coloring in my life. And part of the reason I don't like it, I mean, I don't think that I have overstimulation or textural issues. There is something about the stick of a wax crayon being dragged on a page that even as a child I couldn't do. I would get in trouble because I wouldn't color. And so eventually what I learned is that I could just take a black marker and then I would make the entire sheet black. And then it's like, you can't gainsay me now. Any part of this that you wanted covered is covered. Leave me alone. Nevermore from Discord asks, Mike, how are you going to convince Jerry to eat a hat? Jerry, if you don't plan to eat a hat, why did you say you would? This is psycho shit.
I think if I make like a cake hat or something, I might be able to get you.
Yeah, some kind of an edible hat.
Yeah, I wouldn't make you eat just like some guy's hat.
It has to be edible. You're putting in some texture.
Texture.
Some markings. But I mean,
and then we're done.
Did you fucking do it?
With 2 minutes to spare.
Now, with 2 minutes to spare, I mean, I feel strongly that $20,000 is very near. I feel strongly that it's quite close, and certainly after that incredible performance, and after the tearjerker video that we exposed you to at the beginning of this panel.
Just to prime the pump a little.
Oh shit, okay,
wow.
No. I didn't think it was going to work.
I honestly did not expect that.
No.
I never expected.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen, here's the trick, right? Here's the deal. You know exactly what that money does.
Yeah.
We showed you. That's what it does. And those are just two of the places it happens. And it happens because green bars have gone up, right?
Thank you guys very, very much.
Thanks for the bar. Yeah, we're
going one more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Engagement from TikTok Live asks, for optimum reading experience, imagine you are watching someone do trick jumps in Minecraft underneath you on stage. The design is very human. Fresh, you're gonna have to read this.
Oh, fresh ferromagnetic isomers from Shiha Zhuang. Stack your friends in droves by expanding corrugated sheets. POV my face. Get ready with me to farm mushrooms in the caves under my home.
kids.
Maybe one more that is a question.
After 20 years, this is from Dog Investor from the Moon, asks, after 20 years of PAX, are you ready to commit to 20 more? I mean, the flesh is weak.
What's that?
The flesh is weak, but I'm willing. Yeah, I mean, especially now that I've sort of pruned down my PAX experience to just a few a year. Those are absolutely manageable.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I mean, I'll do it, I'll commit it, but I can't promise that you will want to gaze upon this husk in 20 years' time. But as a thank you for the last 20, it's been a great pleasure to operate this panel, operate this show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.